The Nawab's royal obsession. The train that stopped at the palace gates. The story of a 113 crore legacy of grandeur. Just imagine. If your morning began with the sound of a train, not stopping at a station, but right at your palace gate, how royal would that life be? While the rest of the world stands in line with tickets in hand, you rise from your luxurious bedroom, slip into a silk robe, and your private train is already waiting. All you have to do is board. This isn't a movie scene. It's a true story of the Nawab who set a record in Indian history, a symbol of royalty that still remains unmatched. This is the story of Nawab Hamid Ali Khan of Rampur, the man for whom the railways didn't just bend the rules, they changed the route itself. The train didn't go to the station for him. Instead, it came right to his doorstep. And it wasn't an ordinary train, it was a four-coach moving palace. They say that when this train stopped at the gates of the palace, it felt as if the royal court itself had descended onto the railway tracks. The year was 1925. It was the era of British rule. Common people were crammed into third-class compartments, sweating in the heat and shivering in the cold. But during that same time, the Nawab of Rampur showed the world what true royalty meant. He ordered the Baroda state rail builders, "Make me a royal train, one worthy of my grandeur." And thus was built the saloon, a train that moved, yet carried the grace of a palace in motion. Every corner of that train radiated opulence. Inside, Persian carpets adorned the floors, carved teak furniture filled the rooms, and chandeliers dripped light from every corner. Golden curtains and royal paintings lined the walls, as if the heart of a palace was beating upon the tracks. One coach was the Nawab's bedroom, another his dining hall, the third his kitchen, and the fourth an entertainment lounge. And here, entertainment didn't just mean music and singing. The train even had a small theatre where the Nawab watched films, listened to qawwalis, and sometimes played chess. He was always accompanied by special guests and courtiers. There were even separate compartments for his bodyguards and servants. In short, when this train moved, it felt as if an entire palace was on a journey. But the Nawab's ambition didn't stop there. He declared, "If the train belongs to me, the station should too." And so, a private railway line, 40 kilometers long, was laid from Rampur to Milak for just one man. At the end of that line stood his private station, which even today stands as a masterpiece of royal engineering. It's hard to even imagine the beauty of that station. Marble floors, intricately carved lattice walls, royal emblems on iron pillars, and every brick echoing with the grandeur of royalty. When the train arrived at the station, trumpets were blown, red carpets were rolled out, and courtiers stood in line to welcome the Nawab. The scene at that time was so majestic. It felt as if time itself had paused and history bowed down in respect. The cost of that station back then ran into lakhs, but today its value is estimated to be around 113 crore. And think about it, all of this just so a train could reach the Nawab's palace. While ordinary people waited for trains, in Rampur, it was the train that waited for the Nawab. But this story isn't just about royalty, it's also about humanity. During the partition of 1947, chaos engulfed the land. People were fleeing for their lives. And during that time, Nawab Hamid Ali Khan dedicated his royal train to humanity. He used that very train to safely transport hundreds of families to Pakistan. The train that was once built for the Nawab's pleasure now became a lifeline for countless people. After the partition, when things settled down, the Nawab donated 2 of his 4 royal coaches to the Government of India. Indian Railways continued to use them until 1966, the very year Nawab Hamid Ali Khan bid farewell to this world. After his passing, his successor Raza Ali Khan tried to continue the legacy, but that same grandeur and royal splendor never returned. Gradually, the station fell silent, the tracks rusted away, and the train, once a symbol of royalty, faded into history. Today, the palace of Rampur still stands tall in its majestic glory. Its walls still whisper stories, the glow of chandeliers, the echoes of royal courts, and the faint sound of a train's whistle can still be felt in the air. But within that story lies another hidden treasure, the Rampur Raza Library, one of the most precious private libraries in India. It houses over 17,000 rare manuscripts and masterpieces of Islamic art. It is said that when you walk into that library, every book whispers a story. A story from a time when royal grandeur wasn't just about luxury, but about culture itself. And just imagine, what an extraordinary era it must have been when even time seemed to pause for a Nawab. When trains didn't run according to stations, but at his command. When the engine steamed not on schedule, but on the signal of the man who redefined the very meaning of royalty. But the story of Nawab Hamid Ali Khan isn't only about grandeur. It's also a story of transformation. He proved that royalty and humanity can coexist. In the chaos of partition, he turned his royal train into a moving shelter, saving lives instead of merely displaying wealth. And that's what made him different from all other Nawabs. Even today, when you visit Rampur, you can still feel that history lingering in the air. The station may be deserted now, but its walls still glimmer faintly with that old golden shine. Locals say that sometimes, at night, when the wind blows, it feels as though a train is once again rolling down those forgotten tracks, the Sam sound, the Sam whistle, the Sam emotion. As if the Nawab is returning home to his palace once more. People say that on the soil of Rampur, that train still lives, not in the form of iron or the echo of an engine, but in the breaths of memory. And perhaps this is what immortality truly means, when a person transforms his passion not into history, but into culture. Nawab Hamid Ali Khan's Rail Kingdom taught us that royalty doesn't come from palaces or wealth. True royalty resides in a heart that lives not for itself, but for others. Today, the world may be chasing metros and bullet trains. But if you stand at that old Rampur station, you'll feel that the real royal train was the one that belonged not to a single Nawab, but to all of humanity. In this story of Rampur, there is grandeur, there is history, there is heritage. But above all, there is heart. Because some stories are not just remembered, they are felt. And the Nawab's train is that very feeling.
If our video has taught you something new, do not forget to like and share this video so that this information can reach others as well. Your likes and shares are a source of inspiration for us. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let us know in the comments. It will be our honor to answer your questions and listen to suggestions. And yes, if you like our content, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you stay connected with every new story. Thank you. GRT Business YouTube channel sources, news from various news agencies, opinion polls and other public sources. We try to ensure that every report and summary is accurate and verified, but we are not responsible for any dispute or error. Our aim is only to provide you with accurate information.